Hey there, YouTube universe. I haven't done a video in quite a while, so I thought I would, especially since kind of an issue seems to have come up. I was speaking with a friend this evening, just chatting, whatever, and mentioned that because of some adverse events in my life as of late, I felt like I wished I was dead. Now, to me, this was just kind of a statement of the desperation and the darkness of the mood that I've been in for a few days now. I didn't really think anything of it. I mean, I say things like that, and to me, I mean, because I'm really not suicidal, I never have been, it doesn't really register with me. I don't really think, oh, this person's gonna take this the wrong way or whatever. But this particular person took it the wrong way, decided that I was saying I was going to commit suicide, or that I was suicidal, or whatever, that I intended to harm myself. Ex-girlfriend of mine, shouldn't exactly coin the term, but this was one of her favorite phrases, and I really like it. The option 98ing. Basically, the thing is, if you're ready to commit suicide, then you must already have been through the other 97 options. I kind of beg to differ. I think that there's probably more than 97 options before you decide to actually end your life, but that's what she always talked about. So I guess option 98 it is. But for me personally, I've had such shitty things happen to me in my life that I think somebody looking at it from the outside might think, wow, this guy has to have thought of killing himself multiple times, right? Yeah, I'm not trying to convince anybody here, but yeah, I've dealt with a lot of shit. You know, I did have a nervous breakdown a few years ago after the person I was dating ended up being a pedophile and a compulsive thief, etc., etc. And that was no fun. The whole time people thought that I was saying I was going to commit suicide, I just kept saying, I want the things in my head to shut up for right now. I just wanted to stop thinking about it. I didn't want to know what I knew, basically. But even then, in like my darkest hour, I never thought about killing myself. Every time I've had the fleeting thought of, hey, maybe I should just slit my wrist, or maybe I should just down this bottle of pills or whatever. I've always thought, no, because every time things have gotten bad, they inevitably get better. There's always something better around the corner. Somewhere over the rainbow, whatever, whatever you want to say. But I might not be the happiest guy on earth, but I'm not ready to end it all over some little adverse event that happens. And I'm getting divorced, right? And even that, not sufficient to make me pull out a handgun or something. It's not going to happen. So this might be kind of irrelevant, and I'm sure I'm saying something that a lot of people have said before, but basically, I'm a psych major. I've gone through all of this stuff and whatnot. No, I'm not a trained clinical psychologist. No, don't get me wrong here, but if you're practicing therapy, or if you're working in any kind of clinical capacity as a doctor, therapist, whatever, and someone tells you, I'm going to kill myself, you can't call the police. You cannot call any sort of authorities. You cannot call the person's parents. You can't call their friends, their emergency contact, whatever. You cannot. Now, if someone says, I have a gun at home, and when I get home tonight, I'm going to put it to my temple and pull the trigger, then you call the police. If they say they're going to harm somebody else, they say, oh, I'm going to kill my wife. You can't call the police. You cannot call anyone. You cannot contact anyone. You will be breaking confidentiality. You risk losing your license, basically. If the person is not specific, then they haven't thought it out. If a person says, I want to kill myself, what do you say? You say, why do you want to kill yourself? Now let's think of some things that you can do to combat these bad thoughts, and please just talk to me about your problems. But you don't jump to conclusions. one of the worst things that you can do to someone who is genuinely suicidal is to call the police on them. I mean, imagine that you're at your wit's end, you're incredibly depressed, and you talk to a friend wanting to confide in them, just grasping for that last little bit of help that you could possibly get. And what do? Instead of consoling you, asking you what's wrong, trying to talk you through it, they call the police. Next thing you know, you have cops at your door, you have paramedics, you have people saying that you're going to be put on a 72-hour hold in the hospital, which, if you're suicidal and depressed, the hospital is not the best thing for you. Trust me, I was in an emergency room for 4 hours while I was at my pretty much darkest point in my life. What did it do to me? Well, I wasn't suicidal before, but at that point I pretty much was. I heard a guy dying in the next room. It's not the most pleasant thing. So, I mean, if you know somebody who's suicidal, you want to talk to them. Tough love, not the best approach. Never the best approach, in my opinion. I mean, maybe if you're a parent and you're trying to teach your child something, great. If you're talking to, an 18, 19, 25, 30-year-old, whatever, who's suicidal, no. The last thing you want to do is say, get up off your ass, go do something, you're not going to kill yourself, blah, blah, blah. It's not going to help. It's not. Compassion is the key, okay? Compassion. I'm just kind of baffled right now. And if the person about whom I'm speaking right now is watching this or watches this at some point, I'm sorry. But I don't know. I'm just saying what I gotta say right now. I'm just putting it out there in cyberspace. Maybe somebody's had the same experience. I don't know. I mean, personally, I had a friend a few months ago down a bottle of pills, get online and tell me that he'd taken pills, that he loved me, he loved his family, and he was sorry, and he'd see me in the afterlife. Well, hell yes, I called the police. It didn't do any good. Thank God he vomited the pills up later, and he was fine. But in that case, I knew something was happening. Point is, which I've made quite a few times already in this little video, is don't overreact. If someone says that they're suicidal, I mean, even if they say, I want to kill myself, I'd love to kill myself right now, you want to try to sympathize with them. You want to try to tell them, I'm here for you. Talk to me about your problems. I will try to help if I can. If I can't help, then, maybe I can get someone else to help you. But don't overreact. Do not call the police. Do not get people involved that are going to do even worse than overreacting. That's the last thing you want to do. It doesn't help. So in the end, yeah, I'm going through a rough time right now, but it's okay. I mean, look at me, I'm smiling. In the end, it's not a big deal. And I might complain about it now, but I'll be fine. And if somebody's watching this, I mean, I know most people don't really watch my vids, but hey, in the event that somebody's watching this who's having thoughts of suicide or whatever, just realize that, you do have good things in your life. Good things have happened to you, and good things will continue to happen to you. You just have to give it a chance. You gotta just live your life. Hope things will get better, because they will eventually. But I don't know, good things usually happen when you're not looking for them. 27 years on Earth, and that's all I've figured out. But hey, at least I figured out something. Anyway, I think that's enough for now. Till next time.